testimony. Breaking bread with Jakes that is roused up about EDOM. First and foremost, I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, by QADASH. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone, talking the truth in the spirit. Singing honors to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth, Shalom. I'm going to get right into it. So I pull up to the store, and as I pull up, there are no vehicles outside. I'm like, the sun is not even down. It's not time for the store to close. And I saw like pictures on in the window of the store, right? Family Dollar, right? I forgot to get toothpaste at the other store. And I thought it was pictures. You know how you walk to a store, you think it's photos of people who've been stealing in the store, right? If you live in the hood. But I'm sitting in the car and I'm thinking like, I don't think the store's open. There's no vehicles. Then another vehicle pulls up, and then the Issachar I walk in. I'm like, all right, cool. So as I'm approaching the building, this Jake that pulled up in his whip, he decided to get out at the same time I do. And as I'm walking in, I look up, and it's not photos of people who were stealing in the store. It was photos of Israelite children that was missing. I've never seen that. Never seen that. When I pump gas at Speedway, I'll see missing children cause I pay outside, and it will play on the display screen. Forgive me. And then they'll even mail those advertisements to you in your mailbox. You know, saying that this person's been missing since '95 or whatever, right? And majority of the time, which I mean like 95% of the time, they're Israelites, they're Jakes. So as I'm walking inside the store, I look up, and I'm like, dang, those are children. I said, damn, that's cold. And then the dude walked in right behind me. He was like, man, I said the same thing. I'm like, what? Because when Jake pulled up to the store, he had his door open with his foot out the door for about a whole minute. I was contemplating to come in because there was no other cars there except for him pulling up. So when he said the same thing, he was looking at that the whole time he was sitting in the car. I thought it was people who were stealing. I said, man, can you believe that? I said, this is my first time seeing this at this store. I said, I actually thought it was people who were stealing. He said, me too. He said, but those are our kids. I said, when I looked up and realized it said missing, and I saw all of our people, I was like, damn. He said, exactly. They selling their organs. He was like, we the top of the pyramid. Jake just started just talking. I'm thinking like, all right, he talking my kind of language, but I kind of see where he going though, you know. So he was like, they selling their organs. I said, I understand. I said, that's why I don't put organ donor on my ID. I said, because there have been incidents where they'll look at the person's ID. They could be like in a terrible car accident, and they could be on the brink of life and death. And if it says organ donor, they'll let that person flatline. He was like, right. And then he goes on to say, you see, if it was the other people, they wouldn't be up here. What they doing, they taking the organs and they putting them inside the Edomite. That's exactly what Jake said to me. Jake sound country though, real country. He was like he about 6'2", probably about 240. Country talking Jake, right? I said, yeah, right, Esau. And then we just started talking. I said, yeah, we guys people. He was talking about how they been missing. And I said, yeah, they also be sacrificing. And we said, right. And then the Jake pulled up on the bike. We in front of Family Dollar, y'all. Jake pulled up on the bike. Jake had dreads, but they were wrapped up. He had like this army jacket on. And Jake was like, man, I said this. He had a gold. He had a gold at the top. He said, man, I said the same thing when I saw that, man. First thing I'm thinking like, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go, man. And like, maybe all the other bullshit, man, we got to stop, man. We got to stick together. And then the other Jake I talked to the first time, the country Jake, he was like, hey, what they doing? They taking our children. They trafficking them. They taking them. And they taking the organs out of them and they putting them inside the Edomites. He said the same thing to Jake. And I said, yeah, Esau. I'm like, this is just transpiring, like spontaneously, or should I say organically, right? And Jake goes on a ramble about how, not the country Jake though, right? After he said that, I had said, right. I said, what was the name of the one, Roused? I said, didn't he have like 3 or 5 triple bypass heart surgeries? I said, where did he get those hearts from? I said, so I'm just kind of adding on to what he was saying, right? But remember, he said they were Edomites. He said we're at the top of the food chain. So he's speaking subliminally, but he said the word Edomite. So he know who Edom is. He know who we are. And he's saying it with such disdain. And the other Jake, he ready for war. So as they talking, I said, listen here, think about this. I said, think about this. They ain't say Jake. I said, think about this. Life is a war. You're not going to win every battle, but don't lose the war. So just live day by day. And then Jake on the bike kind of settled down because he had a fiery spirit. He wanted to go to war. But for our people. And in the country, Jake said, that right there is some truth. Like, that's some real talk right there for your ass. He real country. He was just, talking up a storm, cursing like a sailor, so to say, as they say, right? And then he was, I got to go in the store. I said, yeah, I got to go in the store too. So I went inside the store to get my toothpaste or whatever, right? And then we were going to line, whatever. And then he was like, you seen what's going on out there, baby girl? And he was talking to it was like this fair skinned, I should say, Judah looking woman, She was like, yeah, I saw that. You got to be careful out here and everything. And he was like, man, you see what they doing our churn? That's exactly how he said it. And I kind of laughed. I said, man, you said churn. I said, that's country. He said, oh, my folks from such and such Alabama. I said, mine from New Spring, Alabama. And then he put his hand out. He kind of dapped me up. He was excited. Just everything was organic. I said, where they from? When they slaughter the chickens, you can smell it miles away. And he laughed. And I said, if you hear the buzzard, hell, they got a law that you can go to jail for that because it smells so bad. And he was just laughing. I was like, hey, God bless him, take care. But that whole sequence right there just goes to show you, man, that Jake was really roused up. And he mentioned Esau. He mentioned Esau. He said to Edom. I said Esau. Then Jake came out of nowhere on the bike. Said I was mad about that too. We need to be 5 people going against them. So that whole dynamic that just transpired was all through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. And me and the brother Shaw just got done doing the word like not even an hour before that. Genesis 49. Verse 8 through 9. Judah, who's that? The so-called Negroes. Thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. See, Jake is being roused up. Jake talking about call them Edomite. They taking their hearts and everything like that. I mean, I'm not going to get too much into that. But Jake was not far-fetched at all. I'll tell you that much. But thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. Who stooped down, he couched as a lion and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? So it's at the point right now where our people, they know who they are. And they know who Esau is. 2023. That's how you know they're at the end right now. I'm talking about a hood country Jake. Everything he was saying, I'm like, he really ain't lying. And he know who Esau is. And other Jay pulled up out of nowhere like, man, for our people, man, forget all this other BS. We need to come together, yada, yada, yada. Man, the spirit of YAHAWASHI is very heavy out here in these streets, man. Man, the spirit of YAHAWASHI is, and that's the thing. It does matter what camp you listen to. But regardless, all the camps, IUIC, GMS, GOCC, ISUPK, you're telling our people that Israelites didn't know who Esau is. Now it's all about having the spirit of discernment. But Ruth chapter 2, verse 30 through 33. For I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people. Because we're supposed to be the royal people on the earth. Like our people look up to the Queen and all that in England, we're supposed to be that all over the world. That's what the laws of the Bible are. They are royal guidelines. If we're going to be a prince of God, we're going to be royalty. Right? Once again, for I knew that they would not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. And that's what came to my mind. Regardless of what background, what walk of life they come from, one was real, he was good, he was ghetto, had dreads, wrapped up, had gold at the top. The other one, real country, talking about Edomites. We ought to stand outside looking at the pictures of our missing children. Like, it was just so organic. Man, call like YAHAWASHI, QADASH. Verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord their God. Now, I told him we were Israelites, and he said, yeah, during the whole discourse, but we never really got deep into the name or all of that, the prophecy. But it's to the point where our people know who Esau is, and they know that they the wicked. And we remember who we are. If you know how else Esau not telling he's Esau himself. We telling you he Esau. So you must know who we are then. But we ain't even speak on that. It's just the fact that we know who Esau is. That's enough. So we know who we are. Man, call Halal YAHAWASHI. Baruch 2:32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. We still in captivity. Now that's why I gotta reverse on you, IUIC. How you gonna say we don't know the name then? Aren't we still in the land of our captivity? So shouldn't we be praising that holy name? So we should know the holy name, right? Verse 33. And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. Which is why the Bible is known as the Book of Remembrance. I'm going to have to do a video on that. I thought about that. So as Jake was talking about going to war, and the other one was just upset, incensed, had a fervent passion about the missing of our children, because he said he also said he has a daughter. He said, man, I beat her chest all the time. It was funny how he did it, and I kind of put my fist up, and he did too. We kind of laughed, but I know he don't literally mean that, but we Jake, so we figuratively speaking, he being like, I'm always on her. And he said, because I know what it's like out here. I said, I'm not even a father. I said, but I just can't imagine that, knowing a child is missing. But let alone, I can understand, this is what I said. I'm sorry. I can understand if I had a child from a woman and she took the child from me, but I knew what that child was, I'd still be upset about that. That's my seed. That child came out of my loins and you gave birth to my seed that I gave you. But let alone a stranger taking my child and me not knowing? I said, sir, I couldn't fathom that. And you should have saw the look on his face like, I would do anything for her. So that's why we first really had that passionate talk. And then he mentioned Esau. He mentioned Edomites. I said Esau about the organ transplant. And the other Jake came up about going to war. Just let you know, man, Esau, you at the end. It's over. We at the end. But we remember what you've done. You trying to hide it, but we asked YAHAWASHI to remember as well. So let me close out. This is Psalms 137, verse 7 through 9. Remember, O Yahawah, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. The word race is spelled R-A-S-E. If you put an E in front of that word, it will be erase. So when it said race it, even to the foundation thereof, the foundation is what your house is built on. So in other words, they said, destroy us from off the face of the earth. Made us to be of no more remembrance. And they did a great job. But once again, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, Esau, this is Babylon, who are to be destroyed, America will be. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Served us what? The bread of affliction. No, the bread of adversity in the water of affliction. Let's get that. Man, it's heavy. I never thought about that. As long as I've known this passage in Isaiah, I never thought it would correlate with that. This is Isaiah 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity in the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers. Starting with the elders of great millstone. That's heavy. The whole point was that the Lord gave us the bread of adversity in the water of affliction, which goes back to what? Psalms 137 and 8. O daughter of Babylon, which is Edom, Esau, so-called white man, woman, and child, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. But when it said rewarded thee as thou hast served us, you served us the bread of adversity in the water of affliction. And the Lord has shown us who our teachers are, and we've been awakened to know who we are and which way to go now. To the left, to the right. Isaiah 30 and 21. In thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Why? Because our elders are teaching us what is well pleasing to the Lord, so that we may seek salvation. That's the best way I can put it. Right? That's what's transpiring. So we ask the Lord to remember what Edom have done to us, but let alone in the land of our captivity, we remember who we are. We praise the holy name, and we ask the Lord to remember what Edom has done. With that being said, please edify faith, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Call YAHAWAH, Shalom.